This is crazy transfer madness. What's going on with the prices? You've got Mateus Fernandes, Manchester United, Arsenal, PSG. They want £80 million.
Is it true Manchester United are about to verbally approach West Ham with their first bid for Mateus Fernandes? This is the trend going around social media and a few other outlets. Manchester United on the verge of approaching West Ham, putting their first bid in. We'll go through all the news and your full update on the Mateus Fernandes situation here on Forever United TV. This is your update on that transfer and all of the latest today, this lunchtime. There is a lot going on. There's a lot of people in the news that have had their say on this story so far today. It has been a bit of a hot topic this morning, with The Athletic kicking things off, saying that Manchester United are not willing to meet West Ham's price. Pretty much like Romano, pretty much like every other journalist that has reported on this transfer. United will not pay 80 million. That is the fixed fee, according to Romano from his report last night. We've covered all of that and that is in place. But what The Athletic was saying is that Manchester United expects that valuation to come down. It is all based around the valuation and the amount of teams involved in it. Now, Jorge Mendes is doing his best, apparently, to try and push this price up, using Real Madrid as the go-to for Fernandes. Jose Mourinho, of course, he represents both of these of his clients. He represents the manager, Jose Mourinho, and he represents the player, Mateus Fernandes. So Jorge Mendes is doing Jorge Mendes things and trying to get this price up to get the best deal for him and the best deal for his clients. Mateus Fernandes' stance is still the same according to all reports, and that is that he wants United. There are reports coming out from Spain this lunchtime, within the last hour, that new Real Madrid manager Jose Mourinho has made it his priority and wants Mateus Fernandes. And a report coming from Sports Witness and Marca as well is that Manchester United now face stiff competition for the signature of Mateus Fernandes. This has been countered, however, by another Spanish journalist in Ramon Alvarez, who says that Real Madrid's interest, and Jose Mourinho's interest in particular, in Mateus Fernandes is only if Aurelian Tchouameni leaves Real Madrid. So contrasting reports from Spain, obviously this being triggered and pushed by Jorge Mendes to try and get the value up. Manchester United staying very, very calm and holding their own. Now, from the West Ham side of things, and the latest reports from them, with the ownership situation going on with David Sullivan and everything happening there are reports that there isn't even anyone within West Ham at the moment to even negotiate a deal for this transfer. I find that highly unlikely when you've got the potential of Manchester United, Real Madrid, West Ham, their impending relegation, obviously, and new financial fair play rules to meet with the Championship. Things need to move along. It's not like because the step down from Sullivan has happened that there is no one there to negotiate. I can't see them stories being genuine or real. If there is any delay within this transfer, it's simply down to negotiations and both teams holding their own. West Ham wanting the 80 million, Manchester United wanting to put their price in. Now, from the Man United side of things and where we're at with it from our side, the latest reports coming in are that Manchester United are ready to verbally approach West Ham with an offer to test the waters as such as to where West Ham are ready to negotiate to. And that price, according to these reports, and there are several outlets and aggregator accounts running this story right now online and on different websites, is United value Fernandes in and around the 60 to 65 million. These are the reports, and there are West Ham accounts pushing this forward as well, that's Manchester United's approach to West Ham. That's where United value him at. That is probably a strong starting position for Manchester United. I didn't expect United to go in at that, and that is definitely not where we're at as a confirmed price just yet. That's where I want you to get your thoughts in and get them into the comment section on this as well, everybody. What would you think United would go in at? Not what you feel. Knowing Manchester United, knowing Ineos, what do you think United would go in at in terms of the starting price? Obviously, do you want United to start at 45, 50 million, work your way up? It is quite high for me, I feel, for Man United. If this is true, of course, and these are the latest reports on this, just from the player's side as well, same stance. Every report saying the same. He is more than interested in moving to Manchester United. Personal terms are no issue whatsoever. Currently on the book, Mateus Fernandes at West Ham will be earning approximately 35 grand a week because he was relegated. That's what we're looking at right now. That's what United are working with, completely within the limits of what Manchester United are prepared to do on personal terms. But what is the price going to be transfer-wise? This is the only thing that will stop this transfer happening. West Ham know that there is interest. United are aware of interest from outside. This has been the same stance from the get-go. As we have said before, United always expect competition for signings and players that they're going for. There was a story going on earlier on that Romano had said that Manchester United value Elliot Anderson higher and would go for him because he's more established in the Premier League. This is absolute garbage. This came from a West Ham account, and that is rubbish. Romano did not say them things. The only thing Romano has said is the two definites, which is United are talking to Fernandes' agents, which is George Mendes, of course, and trying to work out the full structure of the transfer and the costings of it. United basically looking at the amortization and how much it's going to cost to buy Fernandes per year over the length of his contract, which they do like the sound of because he's a young player at 21, a 5-year contract. Spreading the cost of this transfer out is not going to cost Manchester United a lot of money, and they see the player as an absolute gem in their words and don't want to lose out on this transfer. There is no competition with Elliot Anderson. Fernandes is a deal on its own. Everything that happens after that is separate to this deal. Ederson is done. Fernandes is next. That's United's priority. And it's now coming down to this initial bid from Manchester United to get the ball rolling in terms of negotiations. The talks are well and truly on this transfer. Any reports of any delays or anything like that, they're not realistic. This is the transfer that Manchester United have been looking at for months. And they're at the stage now where it's money and it's the transfer fee, the structure of it, the actual guaranteed price that United are willing to pay West Ham is going to be a big thing in this transfer. United can always leverage the old add-ons and everything like that, performance-related add-ons, and they might get close to what West Ham wants. I think with add-ons, this deal could get towards the 70 million mark. But like we've said before, Manchester United are never really concerned with add-ons. Add-ons don't really add in until the following financial year. So Manchester United, if them add-ons are met, then they're happy with that because that means the player is performing and is impacting the first team. And that's where add-ons come in. So add-ons are neither here nor there. They make the transfer look a little bit more rounded and more spectacular in certain cases. But Manchester United's big thing is that guaranteed fee, the structure of that. If it is in and around 60 million, Manchester United structuring that over a number of years, over a contract with lowish sort of wages for Mateus Fernandes. They're going to be well under 200 grand a week wages. It's easy transfer for Manchester United to get done. No matter what people keep saying and where United are willing to go, it's all about that guaranteed fee. That's the big one. Add-ons, they come later. Right now, United are looking at getting Fernandes in and adding him to the side. There are also reports going on today from Samuel Luckhurst as well. And these were reports, to be fair to the journalist himself. He did say this was before his break, that he's just had his own holiday, and his report on it from inside Manchester United that Mason Mount would be happy to play a deeper role for Manchester United. Him going into details there about how United would work the midfield situation if it was only one more midfielder coming in. Don't want to scare everybody, but that's what journalists do. They cover all sorts of stories and every angle of a potential summer transfer window. That's one, just so everyone's aware. I would not like that to be the case. I want the third midfielder. And I still feel that there is more to come in this window after Fernandes. But that's the update on Fernandes anyway. Please do get into the comments and let me know what you think. What is the fee that United are going in with? Do you think they will go in at 60 million? I think that is quite substantial for Manchester United. I think that is a clear sign that they're willing to get this deal done. Anything below that, I think we might have issues and this might turn into a saga. 60 million is a good start. Can West Ham come down? United's in between.
If I'm paying over £70 million for a player, I want a dead cert, you know? I want something that's sorted. Let me know your thoughts. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. Do you think this is going to resolve itself, or do you think this is going to be problematic for everybody this summer? The prices are just going to be silly. And look, I understand the selling club. If West Ham gets 70 million for Fernandes, you know, that covers off the relegation and helps them out. If Everton lose a player they don't want to lose, but they get £70 million for it, that's great. But then they're going to have that happen to them. prices get inflated. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you on the next one.
Here we go, done deal.